Hey, welcome to the Neka Said podcast. And if you're new here, I'm Neka Williams, a planner girl, mom to an 8-year-old husband, and a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. At the end of 2016, I was happily fired from Amazon, which jumped off this online journey. After signing 2 clients within 10 days and booking out my services as a virtual assistant, I was thrown as the Facebook queen and Coach Neka was born. All that to say, I'm a virtual assistant and a VA coach helping women realize they don't have to choose between work and their family. You can have both. And if you're looking for financial freedom while also having family focus, this is the podcast for you. You'll learn how to grow a business that fits into your personal life and not the other way around. Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of the Neka Said podcast. And if you have ever thought to yourself or said to yourself that, how am I going to find a client or how am I going to start this business if I don't have any experience? If the words have no experience have ever came out of your mouth, which I know for me in the beginning, it came out of my mouth a couple of times, then you definitely want to stay tuned and listen to this podcast. So I got a couple of tips for you. So when I first started my VA business, I was super scared. I was like, I have never did this before. I have to find clients on my own. I don't know how to start and run an online business. I don't even know how I will be able to find clients. I don't even know if they would pay me because I don't have any kind of skills for like online services or whatever. And so I was just feeling really like no experience. This is something I don't know if I would be able to do. And so I think a lot of us get trapped into kind of like the corporate mindset or employee-based mindset as we have to prove ourselves on paper or like jobs or past education or different things like that for us to be able to take that next step or, get that next job or sign that next client. But the entrepreneur space was super different and I kind of found that out pretty quickly. So when I first started out and I was kind of struggling to find that first client because I didn't have any kind of like testimonials or social proof that I had did this before, I started to use what I had. So I looked at exactly my education. So I had graduated high school. I went to college for a couple of years. And so I looked at the things that I really liked in school, what kind of subjects I really were drawn to. And I made a list of those things. And then I also looked at like my past jobs. What did I do in my past jobs that I actually like? What type of jobs did I actually like working for? And I kind of like wrote those things down too. And then lastly, which was actually the most important part, was I looked at things that my family and friends came to me for. So recently when I was working with Amazon in their call center, there was an email that was sent out for internal hiring. So there was a job position as a project manager in a different department than I was in. So I kind of read over that, that email as far as what kind of responsibilities, the description of the job. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. I can do this. This is really something that I like doing. And so I looked at it. I had to be at Amazon for like 2 or 3 years or something like that. And I was like, okay, I can do this job, but I just haven't been here long enough to actually apply for it. And so that kind of sparked the light bulb in my head is like, hey, you can actually do this. This is something you like doing. And this is something that family and friends come to you for too. So anytime we're having like a big event or somebody is going through kind of like a big life change, they kind of look to me as far as like, what should I do? How can I lay out these steps to get it done, to get to the big picture or the big end goal? And so I looked at that and I was like, that is the same as project management. And so, of course, in the beginning of my VA business, I was offering like email management, calendar management, admin work. But then I started offering project management services too. And so that was kind of a little bit trickier to sign on clients. But what I did was I used my price point to kind of like get into the field and show that I was able to actually do what was needed to be done. And so I say that to say this: if you're starting with technically, when you say no experience, look at exactly how much experience you do have. It may not be in the online business space, but think about things that you are really good at, what you really like doing, and things that you want to offer in the future. And so when I am talking to anybody from no experience, we always go through a list. We always go through 1, list all of your education, 2, list all of like jobs, past experience, and then 3, list all of things that you are really, really good at. And so we kind of mold the experience around things that you have already done. You have not done it for online clients yet, but you can definitely do it for yourself. And then you can do it for other clients too. So let's say how to gain more experience, because we all have experience, we all have talents, we all have skills, but how can we gain more experience while you're a beginning VA? So number 1 is what I always like to do is do it in your own business. So if you want to be a social media manager, or if you want to do a lot of back end stuff, start implementing those things into your own business to gain the skills, experience, and knowledge that you'll need to help someone else's business. So that is always number 1. Do it for yourself. For example, if you like Pinterest and you really want to get into Pinterest and you want to offer that for other people, start playing around with your own Pinterest. Get good at setting it up, optimizing your pins, growing your followers on there, traffic on there. Do that all for yourself, and then you will create that social proof for yourself to be able to assign other clients. So number 1 is always do it for yourself in your business to gain more experience. And number 2 is you can definitely do the same thing I did. You can use your price. Maybe you go in at a lower rate, or you barter services to gain that testimonial. So if it's something new that you want to do, or something that you really want to offer, and you just don't have testimonials right now, use your price point. So maybe you'll charge a little bit less than other people who have more experience, clients experience, or who have been a VA longer than you, to kind of like entice people to kind of give you that chance. So 1 is always do it for yourself. Number 2, you can use your price to kind of like gain clients to get more experience. And that kind of leads into number 3 is like, the more you do it, the more experience you will have. So the more clients you work with, on top of doing it in your own business, you will gain more experience. You will gain more confidence into offering those services for other people. So if you're starting off at a lower price point and you're getting good at it, the next client that you sign, you can increase your rates because you will have the testimonials, which is definitely important. I talk about a lot in the Virtual Assistant Club, the Facebook group. I talk about that testimonials are really worth more than money, because they are big drivers for sales. So make sure you are getting those testimonials, working with as many people as possible to gain that experience, also gain those testimonials to drive those sales. So anytime you're thinking about you don't have experience, take a look at yourself and really list out on paper, pen and paper. A lot of people are more visual. And so once you make that list and you see exactly what you have to offer, that will kind of help you gain that confidence to start offering it for other people. But yeah, so make sure you grab the list. I will leave it below of the list of how you can make sure you grab the list below of how you can turn your skills into profitable services. And so let me know what you think. Let me know if you try it out. Leave a review. And let me screen share it or take a picture of it and leave it in the Virtual Assistant Club if you have any kind of questions. But yes, if you have no experience, quote unquote, go ahead and get you some experience. And I will see you on another one. Thank you so much for joining me today. And make sure you check back next week for another amazing episode with actionable tips to grow your online business. In the meantime, leave a review and let me know your thoughts on today's episode. And if you want to see what I'm up to, check out my Instagram page at Coach Neka. Come hang out with other women on the same journey in the private free Facebook group, the Virtual Assistant Club. And remember, every day you're one step closer to the dream life you want. Keep going, girlfriend.